this sport, right? If you have a dominant face-off man, you can control the ball for almost the entire game, and Morris has been one of the tops in the country, and it'll be a good opportunity for them to set the tone for this game if they can get the ball early. For Monmouth, it'll be important to try and offset that battle at the face-off circle.
Morris is number 2 in the NCAA at over 68% wins at the faceoff. That is unbelievable, by the way, while Ethan Cronk, as you see, is Monmouth's leading faceoff man and has a tall task in front of him.
Yeah, no question about it. And you mentioned Morris, not only one of the best in this conference, but one of the best in the nation. And Cronk, a transfer from Colgate, you said he's going to have his hands full. I can't put it any better than that.
Might come down to that battle to determine if Monmouth is going to have success today. It's what's so unique about the sport of men's lacrosse. If you can have a successful day at faceoff, it can really dictate the power your offense can play with throughout the day. We've set the table, Jack. We know what this game means for both of these teams. I'm really excited about what we're going to see over the next couple of hours.
And goals against average, save percentage, and saves per game. And he hasn't quite lived up to that this season, but you know it's in there, and especially coming down the stretch in these big games, expect him to show up big.
We are underway in West Long Branch. That was a difficult pass, and Monmouth takes the game's initial lead.
Yeah, only the 7th assist of the season for Teets.
Back to the all-important face-off matchup. And Monmouth will win this one. And If Ethan Cronk can hold his own against O.J. Morris, that will be huge for Monmouth.
Yeah, you're not even asking for him to really win the face-off battle today. Even if he could keep it to like a 40-60 split when you can
side of the frame, and then he was able to sneak it in, as you say. What a finish.
And not much Heller can do on that one. And Powers is just unbelievable to watch.
This draw won by Delaware, and the Blue Hens looking to settle down what's been a pretty frenetic opening quarter.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about with the face-off battle too, right?
Scoring in their game at Maryland, that was way back on March the 8th. Since then, it's been 6+ games. How about 25 goals in that run? So as Delaware has come up with big wins this year, they have one of the league's ranked wins over Utah earlier in the season. It's really been Powers to power the Blue Hens.
That was a
10th straight game with a goal this season for Brendan Dundas.
And you look at the future for this Monmouth team, bringing back guys like Dundas and Caffarelli, you feel like the future is bright.
Right now has won 3 of 5 of the faceoffs.
Yeah.
That is a number against O.J. Morris, who's one of the best in the country from Delaware. I wouldn't have expected so far. Big reason why Monmouth leads.
Yeah, a shocking number. And like I said, you don't even need him to win that battle today. But even if he could keep it close, keep it 40-60, you'll feel like it's a win. And to have a lead in the faceoffs and now tie
the circle. And normally a distributor, but scoring to tie this game up.
Yeah, top assister on this team, one of the best in the conference this year. But he could beat you by himself as well. It's just another one of those guys that you look at the way Coach DeLucas built this program. And Coach Fisher's got to be scratching his head thinking, I got to deal.
Yeah, he made that catch, and literally both defenders and Nick Teets kept going because Caffarelli surprised everyone. And so Monmouth back in front, and the first goal here in the second quarter.
And that's big. After I was just talking about how that first quarter ended, to be able to grab back the, it almost looked like Heller might have been screened by the defender. Didn't get a good look at that shot because it beat him stick side. And that's probably one he'll want back when he looks at the tape. But you mentioned it, a weird angle shot. Preston. That's an impressive score.
Great recognition, like you said, too. He knew he had the step.
And he worked it back on the inside of the cage, over the stick side of Heller. Normally when you see a move like that, you go on that outside post. And that is some shot accuracy there from Parmer, the freshman.
And now Delaware starting to seize control at the faceoff. That is their 7th faceoff win of 10 chances. And can they come up with the loose ball? They can.
That was nifty by Gillen with the long stick. Kicked it to himself to get free from the ground ball. I think they figured a scrum was coming up with him trying to receive that long pass. You're rarely going to see as clean a recovery on the ground ball as Caffarelli had there, and sets up the easy goal.
And then Premtaj able to win the ensuing face-off.
Man, just snuck it in that top right corner.
I feel like if you're watching the keeper on the play, that Ellington did everything you'd want him to do.
Yeah, but you see it there, right there. 4th consecutive game with a hat trick for Caffarelli. Ellington's got to know the scouting report. You're going to have your hands full with.
That's confidence both ways. Confidence from the player making the feed that, you know what, my guy's going to make this catch and finish. And also confidence from Caffarelli to know if I get open and I have a little crease, my teammates are going to find me.
It's always a great feeling as a player knowing when you have a guy like Caffarelli that if you make a great play, like you said, he's going to finish.
Defensively, because you're uncertain where you need to, you know, what angle is he going to shoot at? Like you said, where's this going to come from?
And he takes that one from such a strange angle, almost parallel to the ground when he shoots that ball. He is a really special player.
Well, our producer, Andrew Kurtz, made the right call on the players. Winner-take-all matchup into the playoffs next week with Drexel. While Monmouth knows if they can go and win this game in an otherwise tough season with close losses, this would be a marquee win for Brian Fisher's Hawks.
And a great start to the second half, winning the opening
goals. And that is a great finish for the senior from Schwankville, Pennsylvania.
It was pretty well defended, too, by the freshman Nathan Ferguson, who got his stick in there. Just a really nice finish from Teets.
Face-off won by Morris. And now Delaware finds itself down 2 goals.
Points now, 2 goals, 3 assists on the day. Him and Powers have been a dynamic duo at the top of the scoring sheet for the Blue Hens.
Loose ball in the ensuing face-off. Still on the turf, and it looked as though Monmouth's Brendan Dundas came away with it initially, and then O.J. Morris stuck his stick in there, and it will be Monmouth to possess.
It's a big face-off win after the Delaware.
For Monmouth's Jake Schneider.
A lot of times you'll see a guy rush it from there because they don't expect to have that much time. Schneider did a great job understanding the situation and what he had to work with, and he put everything behind that one. It was almost like a
Fairfield, goal number 13 on the season for Tyler Owings. And a big face-off win for Monmouth.
And he does it again. Ties the career high for him, and he's one off the Monmouth single game record. Would be 6. He's still got a quarter to play.
Trying to remember, I've done a fair share of Monmouth lacrosse games as they win the face-off here. And you know what? As this third quarter runs out, I'm gonna
awesome job making us look good. Every broadcast, good to see them get a little spotlight there in the broadcast center.
Really appreciate all the work they do under the direction of Andrew Kurtz and Ann Toner here at the Monmouth Digital Network. Our producer, Andrew Kurtz, this afternoon, have to thank him for everything.
All high school career points leader, had 330 in his career there. I'm sure he's got some family, some friends, some maybe even former teammates in the building today. I'm sure they love to see that one.
Well, not only watching, but he's got former teammates he's playing against.
Yeah.
On the field, Monmouth defender Dominic Giglio from there. And we're going to redo the face-off. Morris, I believe it's Morris, ripped a stick from Cronk away.
It's such an important one here with just 6.5 to play. It's getting late early. The possessions are becoming fewer and further between, and it's a brand new game.
It's Logan Premtaj battling Cronk. And Delaware able to come away with it. It's Jackson Shields. And now the Blue Hens looking for 3 goals in a row to take a lead. wind up at Fairfield. So this is their final home game of the season, and for many of the Monmouth players, their career.
And trying to give these crowds something to cheer for. They really showed up today.
The draw is won by Delaware. Lacewell trying to win possession back, and the Blue Hens will control with 52 seconds left.
And
Delaware. Blue Hens 23.6 seconds.
oh,
It's won initially, poked away. And now Delaware can try to win it in regulation. And Ben DeLuca's time in West Long Branch. Delaware and Monmouth all tied up at 11. And it's Monmouth that wins the opening face-off here. Delaware has won 17 of 26 face-offs. But it's Monmouth to almost win it. And now Delaware with it.